Perseus and Medusa. Medusa, as a human, used to be very beautiful. She had wondrous, luscious hair that captivated everyone's attention. That is, until she was punished by Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Ever since then, she has been cursed to look like a monster, turning anyone who looks at her to stone. She was powerful, cruel, and she loved to turn any curious humans who dared to enter her cave to stone. They would wander through the cave completely lost until at last they came face to face with her and were turned into statues for the rest of eternity. Not a great way to die, really. On the island of Severus, a beautiful woman known as Danae is walking the streets with her handsome son, Perseus. "It's a beautiful day, mother," said Perseus. "I hope it stays that way, and that we don't run into our horrible king," said Danae. "The king of Seriphus, King Polydectes, has had the hots for Danae ever since she moved onto the island. She tries her best to avoid him, along with the help of her son, but sometimes he finds his way into her day." "It's a beautiful day on our island, is it not, Danae?" said King Polydectes, who had crept up behind them. The king was a tall man, not handsome, but not unsightly. "Why is it, King Polydectes?" said Danae through a forced smile. "It was before you got here," mumbled Perseus. Although he had said this quietly, the king heard his venomous words. "Watch your tone, boy. You're the so-called son of Zeus, a demigod, and you can't even protect your own beautiful mother by yourself," said the king. "Yes, I can. I need no help from you or your soldiers," declared Perseus. The king flashed a grin as he developed the most wonderful, awful idea. "If you think you can protect your mother without me, give me Medusa's head," proclaimed King Polydectes. "I can and I will," said Perseus confidently, though his fingers were shaking as he said this. "Perseus, my son, think about what you're agreeing to," said his mom. Danae knew this quest would be dangerous, but his son just stared at the king and his hateful grin. "Then it is decided. If you give me Medusa's head, I will back off. If you don't, I will marry your mother, with no hostility coming from you," announced the king. Perseus set sail on his quest when suddenly two glowing beings appeared before him. One was a beautiful woman with a spear and a shield in his hand. The other was a short male whose smile radiated warmth and light. "Perseus, I am Athena," the female said. "I am here to guide you on your quest and help you slay the horrible Medusa," Athena said. "Hey, Percy," the male said. "It's Hermes, and I'm also here to help you out." Perseus looked at these two beings and, noting that they were glowing and levitating, concluded that they were truly gods. From Athena, Perseus was gifted her shield, her sword, and Hades' helmet of invisibility. From Hermes, Perseus was gifted his winged sandals, which gave him the ability to fly and soar across the skies. "Thank you, Athena and Hermes," said Perseus. "I shall repay you by visiting your temples and offering goods," he said with a grateful note. "You must locate the nymphi, so that they may give you a bag to carry the head. Before that, though, find the Grae. Those three sisters who share an eye can tell you where to find Medusa." "We know you can end her once and for all, hero," they both said simultaneously. That sent a shiver through Perseus's body, the fact that the gods were counting on him. Perseus was nearing the island of Sistine, where the Grey sisters lived. Legend says that they share one tooth and one eye amongst the three of them. Although they were impaired by their lack of eyes and teeth, the eye gave them great knowledge and wisdom. How Perseus would trick them into telling him where to find Medusa, he did not know. As he neared the island, he noted the three sisters were perched upon a flat rock. He neared them, feeling the air get colder and colder. "What is the son of Zeus doing on our precious island?" asked the three sisters. One of the sisters, the one in the center, was holding their eye outstretched in her arm. "I am here to uncover where Medusa is located," replied Perseus in his mightiest voice. Medusa, And you think you'll get an answer from us? Ha! We'll never help Perseus, son of Zeus, said the gray in the center. Just as Perseus was beginning to lose hope, he saw their single eye and snatched it out of their hand. Give it back, screeched the three sisters. Perseus knew that they would do anything for their eye, so he asked them to give them Medusa's location. All right, fine. Medusa is located in a cave near the Western Ocean, cried the gray. Before you visit her, find the nymphi. They will give you a special bag to carry Medusa's head. Now please give us our eye back. After Perseus has located the nymphi, the beautiful nature spirits, they offer him not only a bag to carry Medusa's head, but also words of advice. You must not look Medusa in the eyes, hero. Only look at her through reflective surfaces, and you shall be victorious, advised the nymphi. And with that, Perseus took his leave and flew towards the cave in which Medusa inhabited. Perseus was walking on his toes, walking as silently as he could to not let Medusa know he was here. Perseus rounded a corner in the cave, then suddenly he heard snoring. He kept walking and saw the great Medusa sleeping on the floor. He crept nearer when her eyes suddenly fluttered open. He remembered Nymphi's advice and looked at her through the reflection of Athena's shield. Perseus located Medusa's neck and swung the sword he was gifted. He heard a wet noise followed by crunching. He thought he'd cut through the bone, he thought. Seconds later, he heard Medusa's head plop to the floor and roll right next to his feet. Quickly, Perseus put the head in his bag, being careful not to gaze upon her face. As he was walking out of the cave, Perseus saw two figures running towards him. Medusa's sister, the other two Gorgons, were chasing after him. Perseus started to panic, thinking his quest was over, when he suddenly remembered the helmet of invisibility. He put it on and quietly left the cave, flying towards the island of Seriphus, flying towards his final enemy. Nearing the island, Perseus saw King Polydectes chasing after his own mother. I shall make you my bride, and you shall be crowned Queen of Seriphus, Danae, roared the king. Perseus was infuriated. He flew down to his mother's side, whose eyes started tearing up at seeing her son safe and victorious. Ha! You think having Medusa's head will stop me from wooing your mother? Think again, Perseus, screamed King Polydectes. Perseus did not reply. He only looked at the king, fury burning in his eyes, and unleashed Medusa from the bag. King Polydectes stepped back in horror when his fingers started turning to stone. In a matter of seconds, the king was a statue, fear gracing the face of the statue for the rest of eternity. The whole island erupted in cheers, rejoicing in the fact that their horrible king was no more. As for Perseus and his mother Danae, they were content to live a peaceful life, one without the king ruining their day.